Hello friends, welcome to Tutorials Point. In this video, we are going to see Microsoft Hyper-V. So, Hyper-V is a Microsoft hardware virtualization product. Microsoft introduced Hyper-V as a virtualization platform in the year 2008 and it's continued to release a new Hyper-V version with the Windows Server versions. So far, there are a total 4 versions including a Windows Server 2012 R2, Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2008 R2 and Windows Server 2008. Hyper-V is a hybrid hypervisor which is installed from the OS via Window Wizard and adding a different roles. However, during the installation, it redesigned the OS architecture and become just like a next layer on a physical hardware. So it lets you to create and run a software version of a computer called a virtual machine. So each virtual machine acts like a different type of virtual machine that can run a different software on that particular OS. When you need to computing resources, the virtual machines give you a more flexible and save your time and money and a more efficient way to use hardware than just installing a one physical machine with one operating system. Hyper-V runs each virtual machine in its own isolated space, which means that you can run more than one virtual machine on the same hardware at the same time. You might want to do to avoid a problem such as crashing effect. So as an example, I can say that if you have more than one virtual machine in a hypervisor, or we can see that in a Microsoft Hyper-V, then if one of the operating system is crashed, you no need to worry about because it's run isolated on that particular hardware. So we already seen what is a Microsoft Hyper-V. Now let's check practically how we can install Microsoft Hyper-V in our system. In this video, I would like to talk about installing Microsoft Hyper-V. Microsoft Hyper-V is a Microsoft enterprise tool for creating and managing virtual machines. It is available at no additional cost if you own a valid license of a Microsoft product such as Microsoft Windows 8 and many. Now for installing that, we first going to control panel. In a control panel, we have to click on programs and features. So click on a programs and features. In here, the left on the menu, I have an option for turn window feature on or off. Click on this option. So here we can see a Windows features. Now we need to find a Hyper-V. Here we can see the Hyper-V. Now if we fully expand the tree underneath, we will see a different option. The bottom one being a Hyper-V platform. I definitely want that because the software we want to allow us to create and manage our virtual machine, and the other two options are a management tool. So we are clicking both these options in Hyper-V. So you could install the platform on a one machine and the management tool on a different machine if you like to go that route. So now click on OK. So now it starts searching for our requirement and applying the changes. After applying the changes, it tells Windows need to reboot your PC to finish the installation the requested changes. So now we are going to restart our system. So I've already rebooted my system. Now we have to check the couple of things to make sure that our Hyper-V is installed properly. So for that, first I am going to check my services that we installed. So go to the control panel and programs and features. Here we can see turn window features on and off. In a Windows features, we can see that our Hyper-V services is installed successfully. Now we need to check the Hyper-V manager is installed or not. So for that, search Hyper-V. So as you can see, Hyper-V manager is installed successfully. Just open it and you can see that it's installed and work successful. So in our next video, we are going to see how we can create a virtual machine in Hyper-V. Thank you for watching.